on the ramps, we have that Jeremy Fisher and Kevin Sullivan.
Hello, my name is Roland Bechtel and I'm the Secretary-Treasurer of the local area DuBois Soapbox Derby. The race this year is scheduled to be held on the West Long Avenue Racing Hill on Saturday, June the 19th, 2010, from 9 a.m. in the morning till 4 p.m. in the afternoon. Let me tell you what the goals of the Soapbox Derby are. First, it is to teach some of the basic skills of workmanship to our youth. It is also to teach them a spirit of competition and to teach perseverance to continue a project once it has begun. These goals have been unchanged in Soapbox Derby racing since the Soapbox Derby began in 1934. DuBois has a long tradition in Soapbox Derby racing, dating back to the 1940s, 47, 48, 49, and even up into the early 50s. This past year, in 2009, our committee, turned the Soapbox Derby to DuBois. And we're quite proud of the participation that we had from over 34 youth last year in our race. We hold races for 3 divisions. First is the stock division. That's for boys and girls ages 8 to 17. And it's really meant for the age group 8 to 13 years old, or up to 125 pounds, 5 foot 3 inches. The competition is in a simplified car, a car built from a kit which assists a novice by providing step-by-step instructions for constructing a basic style car. This division, the stock division, is designed to give the first-time builder a valuable learning experience. Our next division is the super stock division. This division is the middle division for boys and girls ages 8 to 17. It's actually designed for ages 10 to 17 years old, 150 pounds, and up to approximately 6 foot tall. The boys and girls in this division compete in a more complex car. It provides the opportunity for youth to build a larger, heavier model car from an available kit, including the super stock shell. Furthermore, this division is designed to give the more proficient builder a more challenging experience. And finally, we have our top division, the Masters division. This division is for boys and girls ages 10 to 17, designed specifically for the older boy or girl, the older and more mature and more accomplished driver, up to approximately 6 foot tall and 160 pounds. The drivers compete in not only a more complex car, but a more streamlined car. The opportunity is there for a youth to build a larger, heavier model car from an available kit, including the Masters shell, also known as the Scotty. This division is designed to give the more accomplished builder-driver a more interesting experience. Here's a picture of the parts kit as it would be shipped to you from the International Soapbox Derby headquarters in Akron, Ohio, when you enter the Derby and when you order your parts kit. Parts kit is first laid out, the floorboard is laid out, and the interacting mechanism of the car is assembled to the floorboard. Next, the shell is assembled to the floorboard and then follows with the painting and the decals and practice runs that are afforded the drivers that are registered for the Derby. Now, just who runs the Soapbox Derby? It's run by the International Soapbox Derby Incorporated, which is an Akron, Ohio-based nonprofit corporation. The local organization, the DuBois Area Soapbox Derby, is also a nonprofit organization. We're a public charity, a 501c3 organization. The local race program is sponsored by a variety of civic clubs, service organizations, and business firms from around the Tri-County area. Local groups normally establish their local Derby administrative and promotional organizations to conduct the program, and that's who we are. Local race organizations are responsible for a license fee to Akron to obtain liability insurance, to offset administrative expenses, and to support activities of their champions while in Akron. And your local organization, the DuBois Area Soapbox Derby, does just this. The technical conduct of the Derby program is the responsibility of the National Control Board. The National Control Board sets the rules and provides interpretation and enforcement. We have a few different sponsorship categories, one being a title sponsor. There is also car sponsorships available, individual, corporate, or shared. There's also race division sponsors and race day patrons. I would like to introduce Cy Platt, our Derby director, who will tell you about these sponsorship categories. Cy?
Thanks, Roland. My name is Cy Platt, and I'm the local area director of the Soapbox Derby here in the DuBois area. And I want to talk to you a little bit about sponsorship categories. We have title sponsor, we have car sponsors. In that group, we have individual sponsors, corporate sponsors, and shared sponsors. We also have race division sponsors and race day patrons. Title sponsorship this year will be Johnson Motors of DuBois. This emphasis is on a long-term partnership with Johnson Motors and us to support the development of the DuBois Derby, support the continuance of the DuBois Derby, and with this, Johnson Motors receives top billing everywhere, their name and logo, and anything we do or anything we publish. This includes publications, website, printed, email or otherwise, ads, signs, posters, published or displayed promotions. The logo is on all Derby cars, in addition to the race car sponsor. Mentioned in press, radio, and TV and news releases. The winning cars that go to Akron, 3 that will be representing DuBois this year, will also carry the logo of Johnson Motors. At all fundraising events, winners banquet, race drivers and volunteers t-shirts, top billing for Johnson Motors and just everything we do. In return, Johnson Motors will provide underwriting for our financial support. Johnson Motor, Chevrolet, Cadillac. We have car sponsorships. We have several types of those. We have an individual sponsorship, and on the car, the name and the logo would be prominent on the car. Would be mentioned in the public address announcements, the sponsor's name, the driver's name, and the car number. With this type of sponsorship, the individual sponsorship, the car ownership rests with the participant, because the participant is the one who pays for the car, the total expense. Purchase of the range of $750 to $950 depending on what type of car, including parts and materials. This car will qualify for subsequent races, sponsored by anyone providing a donation. The participant in the family chooses the next sponsor. To do this, there's a $150 fee. The next type of sponsorship is our corporate sponsorship. This is the most prominent of all of our sponsorships in the 2009 racing year, and probably will continue to be in 2010 as well. This is a type of sponsorship. We call it a corporate sponsorship. And this is by someone who is sponsoring the car. They're going to receive all the same things as all 3 categories. Their name and their logo will be prominent on the car, and they're mentioned in every event. Sponsor's name, driver's name, car name. With this, however, the car ownership rests with the Soapbox Derby Committee here in DuBois because it is donated by the sponsor. Again, $650 to $950 range for parts and materials, This car also qualifies for subsequent races. This corporate sponsor in future years has the ability to name who they would like to drive the car and what becomes of the car. This is at a cost of $50 for this type of sponsorship. Our last sponsorship is the shared sponsorship. This is where the racer and the racer's family and a sponsor both contribute to the cost of the car. The ultimate ownership of the car is going to either be an individual or a corporate sponsor, depending on who has the most money involved. The cost of this type of sponsorship is $100. In 2009, here's a list of sponsors that were active and participated and helped to make such a success of our race in 2009. In addition to our title sponsor, Johnson Motors, this year we're going to introduce division sponsorships and race day patrons, which we had last year as well. These folks are general benefactors of our local derby, are recognized prominently during race day. We will receive a half-page ad in our race day printed program. It will be called out on the PA system throughout the day. Their name and logo will be featured on race day signs, banners, course markers, launching ramp, signs on vehicles transporting cars. At this time, I'd like to give you back to Roland Bechtel.
Thank you, Cy. And now in closing, I would like to mention that we have many partners in the DuBois area soapbox derby. We're partnered with Johnson Motors, who is our title sponsor, as Cy mentioned. We're also partnered with the Downtown DuBois Revitalization Group, who is focused on bringing DuBois back from the sidewalks to the buildings to the downtown business district, bringing back the old DuBois. And of course, we're partnered with the National Soapbox Derby organization. So we are a strong organization, and we're quite proud of the fact that we're able to bring the DuBois, or rather the Soapbox Derby, back to DuBois. Last year, we had a winner in the stock division. His name was Jeremy Fisher. And while racing over in Akron, Ohio in the championships, he brought to DuBois its first heat win of all the youth boys and girls who have ever traveled to Akron representing DuBois. He won his first heat over there in Akron. Actually, Jeremy has been prominently featured in a couple US Today articles where his picture and a photograph of his car and he in his car have been featured in national publication. And also he has brought prominence to the name of DuBois on the national level through USA Today. In addition, I want to say that the DuBois area All-American Soapbox Derby DuBois area organization won an award this past year presented by the International Organization of the All-American Soapbox Derby. In July of 2009, we were recognized as an outstanding new race city by the officials of the international organization. Now finally, I would like to remind you that our race day this coming year is on June the 19th, 2010. Meanwhile, between now and June the 19th, we will have displays featured throughout the city of DuBois and in the Tri-County area. We have a Derby Days at the Mall planned for the middle of January. We hope you're able to attend. We have a Spaghetti Fest planned at Luigi's Restaurant for all of our drivers and sponsors and their families. On February the 27th, we have a car build clinic planned. We have an initial inspection plan for May the 22nd with trial runs on June the 5th. On June the 12th, we have our final inspection and we impound the cars for the week preceding the race, which will be on June the 19th. We hope to see you all out at the DuBois Area Soapbox Derby this coming year. Thank you.
Here we go again.
That's lane 2, 3, 4, 5, so that means that
Adam Powell is the champion in the super stock division. He defeated Emily twice in the final heat. He is the champion in the super stock division. Adam Powell. Adam Powell is the champion. Emily Chambers comes in second. And Alex Kadalis is our third place winner.